And if you want to know what that means, just come by and visit us any given Sunday from 1 to 3. It's so lovely to see all of the familiar faces and new faces here today. And since we are a little pressed for time, I'll just go ahead and get started with the vision board workshop. Thumbs up that you can see my screen. Anyone? Yes, thank you, George. Thumbs up. So I am very passionate about vision boards because I really believe it's a way to propel yourself into the vision that you dream of for the future. We all hopefully have goals and dreams for ourselves, and we're waking up every day aspiring to be a higher version of ourselves. And I feel like vision boards are a great way to get there. And so I've created this workshop, and I'm thrilled that so many of you have tuned in to join along on this journey. And I am excited to bring this to you today. But first, I do like to know, so that we're all on the same page, do you know what a vision board is? You can feel free to write that in the chat. What is a vision board? Or if you just want to unmute and scream that out, that can work too. But what is a vision board in your mind? A way to visualize your goals.
A vision board is something that you want to achieve. So if you want to get married, you put a picture of a wedding gown in a chapel. Or if you want to start your own business, you have different aspects of what kind of business that you want to start.
Absolutely, Loretta. Perfectly stated. And I see a few of you also putting items in the chat. Most of you have that keyword visualize, a way to visualize your goals, inspiration, motivation, a place to put your goals and make it fun, a collection of visualized ideas of what you hope to achieve in the future. All of those are absolutely perfect. I hear music, so I'm going to ask everyone to go ahead and unmute again, or to mute again, please. But you are absolutely on target. Now, vision boards can be an overall bird's eye view of your life for different aspects that you want to achieve: career, wealth, marriage, body type. It can be topical. So if you just want to focus on, let's say, career for a vision board, you can do it that way as well. And some people do this as a team collaboration at work for their teams or for their business, so that everyone puts in on where the organization is going. So there really is no wrong way to do a vision board. Next steps in life. Yes, Jody, it helps you visualize what you want to achieve in the future. Why are vision boards important? Vision boards are important because it's really a way to tell your mind what is important to you and what direction you want to head in. I don't know if this happens to you, but sometimes if I've had a long day at work or I'm very stressed out, sometimes I'll get home and I'm like, how did I get in my driveway? I don't even remember the drive home, because on the drive home, a lot of times we're thinking of, the kids have a soccer game. What grades do they get in school? I have a project due at work. I'm waiting on test results from the doctor. A loved one is sick. So-and-so's birthday is coming up. What are we having for dinner? We have a million thoughts running through our mind. And as they go through our mind, they all seem to be important. But when we have a vision board that we focus on and we're intentional about focusing on that, we channel our thoughts to what is important to us. And that's a way to channel our mind to focus on those goals. There is power in manifestation. There is power in visualization. And when you do these vision board exercises and you have this hanging up and focusing on it every day, it opens up your mind to look out for opportunities and ways to make your vision come true. But first, we need to channel those thoughts and really give our mind something to focus on. I like to start out by showing you who some vision board advocates are, and I hope that you do recognize some of these people. Anyone not recognize somebody on this board? Hopefully you at least know one. We have Oprah and Steve Harvey, Ellen, Beyonce, Issa Rae. All of these successful, phenomenal people have spoken about the power of vision boards in their lives. And Issa Rae in the upper left-hand corner, she's been very open about sharing her vision board journey. Last year, she showed her vision board that was about 5 years old. And over the course of that 5 years, almost everything on her vision board had come true. The amount of money that she wanted in her bank account, the relationship that she wanted to have. She got engaged a few months ago, married to the love of her life. And she even had the Netflix logo on her vision board. And over the course of the past 2 years, she's had shows on Netflix and HBO. So it doesn't always happen in a year, and that's okay. But just keeping it on it, putting actions behind it, and focusing on your vision board, and it will come to fruition. She's also this past year done a vision board with her team so that everybody in her team is on the same page and they have a common goal for where they want their organization and their careers to go. Oprah has talked about it both in her books and on her TV shows at length. She's also a great proponent of vision boards. And I think we all can say and agree that everyone on here has attained some measure of success. So if they believe in vision boards, I tend to follow them. You are what you manifest. So when we think about where we are today, it's a culmination of what we've manifested, whether we believe that or not. The actions that we do every day has amounted to where we are. What we think, what we dream about ourselves, what we go after, that all has put in on where we are today in our lives. And the good news is, if you're not exactly where you want to be, or you're still reaching for something greater, every day that you wake up, you have a choice to make a change and take your life in a different direction. It just takes being intentional and putting action behind it. Now, to show you that I do walk the walk and practice what I preach, this is my vision board. I made this a little over a year ago. I've kept it because I'm still achieving things on it, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what that looks like. So in the upper left-hand corner, like many people, I said, oh, I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to eat right. And that was pretty good. But then I decided, well, you have to have a balance. You can't be too healthy. There's nothing wrong with an alcoholic beverage to celebrate. There's nothing wrong with my Dunkin' Donuts. Well, alcohol and Dunkin' Donuts run out this year. So be careful what you put on your vision board, because any part of it may come true and that may or may not be a good thing for you. In the lower left-hand corner, I've got two dancers from Broadway to represent that I love theater and I love shows. And I'm glad that I finally got out of the house a couple months ago and was able to see a couple plays on the Strip. Not quite Broadway or traveling like I'm used to, but it was nice to get something back to something that really feeds my soul. In the upper right-hand corner, you see an image of a young woman in front of artwork. To me, that looks like a quilt. And the piece with all the musical instruments is also a quilt. And that just reminds me that I love creating, I love quilting. And I was able to get back to that this year. And just by sharing my work on social media, I was able to sell 4 quilts, and I wasn't even trying to. And then, of course, I have my home and my cars and my dollar amount that I would love to achieve. And in the middle, just brighter jewelry and makeup, because I wanted to remind myself that I want to show up in a bold way in society. So that reminded me of my presentation. And all of that together made up my 2021 vision board. There's still some spaces. I will add some pictures now that we're into 2022, but this is what I focus on every single day to remind me of what I'd like to achieve and what my goals are. Now it's your turn. It's your turn to sit back and think about what you want to achieve for this next coming year. Most people go to a workshop and they just expect to grab the glue sticks and the magazines and the poster board and start plopping stuff down. And I have a little bit that I go through before we get to that part, because we really want to make sure that we're putting things on the board that we want to come true, that we have really thought about and really aligns with our goals and our vision for our future. So this is where I ask that you pull out a pen and paper or a journal if you have one handy. You might want to pull out some tea, some coffee, a nice non-alcoholic beverage. We want you to have clarity of thought. Tea and scones is my favorite, but make this a relaxing moment for yourself. And I'll go through some exercises and give you 2 minutes to answer each question. So first, I want you to just take stock of where you are today in your life. And I want you to take account of everything, where you live, the city, the house you live in, your relationships with your family, where you work, your spiritual connection, if you have one. Take stock of where you are in life today and just jot down some notes about how your life is. All right, so now that we jotted down some notes, oh, someone's unmuted, I believe. Hello? Okay, I don't hear the feedback anymore. Now that we've thought about where we are, and that's our home, our job, our family relationships, spiritual connections, body type, amount of money in the bank account. Now that we've thought about that, think of what you would like to change in 2022. Would you like a promotion? Would you like to start a business? Are you interested in going back to school? Maybe you want to become an author or run a marathon. What would you like to do in 2022? Now that you've thought about what you'd like to change, now think about, why are these goals important to you? The road to change is never easy. So you need a why that's big enough to keep you going through those difficult times, a why that's big enough to get you out of bed, to keep driving for that goal, even when you have obstacles. So why are the goals that you just listed important to you? And now that we've thought about why these goals are important, now I'd like you to think about how you will feel when you achieve these goals. Sense of pride, sense of happiness, sense of relief. What's the feeling you associate with these goals? Okay, so we've considered where we are, where we'd like to go, how we'll feel when we get there, why that's important. But I think it's also important that we honor our fears. Sometimes we have a vision, a wish, a goal, or dream for years. And for whatever reason, we don't accomplish it. Sometimes there's fear standing in our way. So, what part of the journey scares you the most? What has kept you from achieving those goals already? All right, did we get some fears jotted down? Sometimes it's the fear of failure that might seem like the obvious one, but fear of success is also a reality. Sometimes it's just fear of the unknown because maybe we want something we haven't seen yet, or fear of elevating above our family and friends and possibly having to change our circle. Whatever that fear is, are your fears bigger than your ambition? Will you let your fears continue to be bigger than your ambition, or will this be the day, the week, the year that you decide you are going to overcome those fears and really make a drive towards your passions and your goals? So up to this point, we've listed where we are, where we'd like to go, how we're going to feel when we get there, why it's important, and what are some of our fears. Now I'd like you to list any hurdles that you may have to overcome. Is it lack of family support? Is it lack of mentors? Is it lack of time? What hurdles will you have to overcome to make your vision come true? Oh my goodness, I hope you're okay. I can't see. Are you okay? Vicky, was that you? No, she's muted. Are you okay? We hear someone, but I don't know who it is because I can't.
I'm fine.
Okay,
I was gonna say, I
okay.
think it was Anita.
Okay, we just want to make sure you're okay. All right, so now that we've listed our hurdles, let's think about some ways to overcome those hurdles. So if time is an issue for you, do you have ways to buy back your time? Can you hire a laundry service or a meal prep service? Maybe having groceries delivered instead of spending that time at the grocery store. Maybe a maid service, so you're not spending hours a week cleaning, but you can use that time that you buy back to put towards your business or put towards studying. Are there people in your household that maybe can be a little more self-sufficient so that you aren't doing so many tasks? If you need a mentor and maybe you're on a budget, do you want to explore some self-help books or YouTube videos with Eric Thomas or Les Brown? There's a lot of mentors out there who offer guidance free of charge, and they already have content out there. What are some ways to overcome those hurdles you put on your list? Now that we have all of those pieces of the puzzle together, and you can feel free to think more on that after this session, I just like to remind you that you weren't given a dream for nothing. You don't have that vision for no reason. So creating a vision board and really being honest about your goals and dreams, it's a way to honor yourself when you start acting on them. And that is the whole point of this exercise, to really be honest about those big, scary dreams that you have. I believe that if you dream it, you can achieve it. And I want you to remember to honor yourself as we start this exercise. Now that we have gone through all the questions, this is when we grab the magazines, glue sticks, scissors, and poster board and really start to craft a vision board based on what you've already written down. Now that you have your goals and your fears and your resources and your why, as you look through the magazines, I want you to capture images and words that really align with the vision that you've set out for yourself. And that is what goes on your vision board. If you don't want to make a physical one, there are ways that you can do a digital vision board. A lot of people use a Word document and put their images there and screenshot it so it's on their laptop or phone. You can also use the app Canva. Some people even use Pinterest as a way to capture their visions, since you can have several different pin boards there. But however you choose to do it, just make sure that when your vision board is created, you are having that somewhere where you can see it every single day. If you have a physical one, I don't want you to bury it back in the closet. I want you to put it in the kitchen or the entryway or by the pantry, someplace where you will see it every single day. What I like to do is spend 15 minutes each day just looking at it and really thinking about those images and that vision I've set for myself. And now, to kill two birds with one stone and try to get rid of the Dunkin' Donuts, I do my stretches in front of it as I'm looking at it. So I'm kind of getting the best of both worlds there. But focusing on that vision board every single day opens up your mind to look for images or opportunities or ways to make that vision come true. And you going out and putting actions behind it and your mind opening up to opportunities, over time, you will see that you are going closer and closer to that vision. I also want you to keep in mind that same question that I said in the beginning. What if everything on your vision board came true? And with that in mind, I want you to only put positive images. We have enough negativity in the world, so we don't need any help seeing that. Between the news and just things that happen in our day to day, the negativity is there. So we want all the positive, good things, the strong images, the images that really feed the best of our visions on that vision board. And you're picking images that, if they came true, you would be happy with that. Sometimes we like to beat ourselves up and we say, it's doesn't matter what I have on the vision board, it's me. I have a problem with consistency, or I have a problem with timeliness. Well, a lot of us manage to get to work on time every single day, or when the kids need to be picked up at a certain time, we get them, we put our all into a project that works so we can get that promotion or we can keep our job. So it's not consistency or timeliness. Sometimes we just have to be honest about the fact that we have a problem being dedicated to ourselves. So I like to also remind you that you deserve 100% of your effort. You deserve as much dedication for yourself as you give to your boss or your children or your family. So don't cheat yourself. This is your opportunity to honor yourself with this vision board, with the actions, and with the law of attraction. I also recommend that you find a way to really keep yourself accountable, to really make sure that you are putting in the efforts every day that will work towards crafting your vision. For me, I look at it 15 minutes a day and that helps me, but I found that that wasn't quite enough for me because I'm a writer and I like to write things down and I love to journal. So I created these sheets for myself. So I start out every day with just a mini to-do list, the 3 things that I absolutely will accomplish that day. Now, if you are a list keeper like me, the list can be anywhere from 20 to 50 deep, right? You have so many things on the to-do list. So that I can feel a little bit of accomplishment, I just go with those 3 things that I absolutely will get done each day, and I love to check it off as I'm going through the day. And then I found that everyone creates a vision board and it looks so different, but the idea and the concepts behind it are often the same. We have something on there that has to do with faith or family, money, financial, work, fun, whatever that is for you. A lot of times the concepts are the same. So I came up with my 7 buckets. And as I go through my day, I just fill out a little sentence of how I filled that bucket each single day. Did I forego the Dunkin' Donuts and save that $5? Did I reach out to a long lost cousin? Did I work out? Did I get my 10,000 steps in? Whatever that sentence is that fills that bucket, I make sure I jot it down so that I can have a record of the actions I'm taking that feeds into the vision I set for myself. And then each night I end on a grateful note. I write down 3 things that I'm grateful for. Because when you are looking for things to be grateful for, it's hard to be negative. It's hard to be hateful. You can't do both at the same time. So when you're grateful, it forces you to look for that good in the world and it helps to keep you positive. And then I have my affirmation that I look at every single day. Every day I have a different affirmation at the bottom of the page that keeps me motivated and keeps me going. If this type of system works for you, you're in luck. I created journals that are those sheets. And I've got 3 covers for you to choose from if you like that. And it's just another way to keep accountable on your goals. And your yearly goal is broken down into 90-day bite-sized pieces so you can have a different journal every quarter. So that is just how I keep myself accountable, and I invite you to do the same. I would love to see your vision boards. Some of you have already sent me pictures. Feel free to email me or reach out to me on social media if you're open to sharing your vision boards. I would love to cheer your journey on. And I thank you all so much for sitting in this session. Now we do have another 10 minutes. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to have you unmute or pop it in the chat and we can have questions for the next 10 minutes or feedback. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. Cynthia, so all of my books are on Amazon. The journal is called F Words. So if that system does work for you, there are 3 covers for you to choose from. And you can find all of my books through my link tree, Nadia Gilkes, or my Genius link, which is Books by Nadia, or just going to Amazon and purchasing. Thank you, Jennifer, and thank you for purchasing 5 journals. I appreciate your support. Do you prefer digital boards or material ones? I prefer material boards. The one that I showed you is my actual real board. And that is the one that I have hanging because I just have to touch and feel and see, and I like the exercise of the magazines. Let's see, very inspired. Thank you. Thank you, Ralph. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Diane. I appreciate that. Did anyone else have any questions or feedback? Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm glad that you feel inspired. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad that you all enjoyed the journey. Thank you, David. Thank you, Christina. So it looks like everybody understood the exercise very well. No questions on the exercise. Thank you. I'll work on my vision board. Fantastic, Jolene. Send me pictures. I would love to see pictures. Oh, nice. Thank you, guys. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I appreciate you. All right. So I don't see any more questions. We can have a sing along. No, I'm kidding. Oh, George, was it, or were you waving by, or were you waving? You had a question.
No, Nadia, I just wanted to say thank you so much for the information that you've given me today. Because 2022 is kind of a new reinvention year for me with all that has happened in 2020 and 2021. I've gone through a whole new kind of life change, if you will. And even though I don't know where I'm going yet or what I want to do, like I don't know if I want to go back into public speaking, professional speaking again. I do want to do some things, but I still have to figure out what I want to do. And the information that you gave has come a great way to start thinking about it and then putting them into a vision so that you can work towards those goals and wishes. So thank you for that. And also I want to thank you because your presentation today, you were spot on, your delivery, your vocal variety, everything was so professional. I like to see that. And so you've done a fantastic job. So thanks very much.
Thank you, George. I hope we don't lose you as a professional speaker, but whatever it is you decide to do, I know that we will be following. And a lot of people do a vision board specifically for their Toastmasters goals. So that certainly has been a thing in our community. And I would love to see where 2022 takes you, all of us.
You won't lose me as a Toastmaster, but
oh, good.
I just have to figure out what I want to do. I do want to do it. It's been 20 some years since I've done comedy, but I have a bit that I want to take back into doing a little stand-up later on too.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Vicki. Yes, sometimes we have to just refresh a little bit. Like I said, everything that I had on mind didn't come true in 2021, and there's definitely space for me to add to it. So adding to it, revamping it, taking off the bad images like Dunkin' Donuts and putting more positive things like meat and veggies will probably be the direction I go in. But certainly you can refresh yours or do a whole new one or do one that's topical. All right, so it looks like that is all the comments. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the feedback. I wish you well in 2022. I wish you joy as you craft your vision board and you start to align yourself with your vision and your goals. And I hope that all the good things in your visions come true for you. Thank you so much, everyone. And I think there's an 8 o'clock session, so we can head back to the main room if there is nothing else for this session. Thank you so much.
And then the main room is room 12, correct?
Oh, when you click the blue button that says leave room, and then it should just say leave room, not leave meeting.
Got it. Thank you so much.